And a lot of people were messaging and were like, I've heard about the accident. Is he okay? This, that, the other.
That's scary.
So I charged his phone to reply to any messages that I needed to, that people were trying to get in touch with him, etc. And, of course, there was Snapchats of people being like, is he okay? This, that, the other. Oh, my God, I can't get hold of you. And his mate's girlfriend. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Morokai with 2 eyes. We are back. We're on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. Cheating, divorce, broken families. We're gonna deep dive. No, we are back with Lee's girlfriend Ali, and if you've seen one of the previous episodes with Ali on, she did very well.
I think she did quite well.
Exactly.
She's easing into it. I think she's now a bit more relaxed.
Yeah. We were very excited, and we can be excited now because, time heals all wounds. We wouldn't be excited during the moment. But you've mentioned that you've had experience with cheating, and I'd love to deep dive, especially because, a girl's point of view is so much different to ours. We could talk about cheating all we want, but we don't experience the other side.
We definitely don't. And I think this would be good for listeners of the podcast who, I suppose, they've only had the male perspective. So it is nice in that sense. Now we get to jump ship and...
I think we were about 10 episodes away from me putting on a wig and just trying a different avenue. So I'm glad we've got a girl on. In
saying that, though, I think maybe save the wig.
Yeah. It's the one you put on me. Sorry.
I was like, what is going on? I'm so confused. They're doing their own thing. I hate it when they do this.
So, Ali, I want you to deep dive. You said there was a couple of moments. Mm-hmm. Feel free to start wherever.
Yep.
And feel free to not miss anything.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
Alrighty. Well, cheating experience was my ex-partner.
Yep.
We'd been together for some time. There was a car accident which involved him and my two best friends.
Oh, wow.
Just a dingbat driver that crashed into a tree. So he ended up in Royal Melbourne Hospital on life support.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this is a whole nother story. So we'll just
that's intense.
Kind of go through the easy bits.
Yep.
While he was on life support, obviously when he was...
Sorry, he's all good now, isn't he?
Oh, except for a bit of brain damage. But
fuck. I can't take back that joke. And we'll go on.
Anyway, but yeah, he was on life support and I was given his phone from the police because he was thrown from the vehicle. Obviously, very concerned.
Yep.
And a lot of people were messaging and were like, I've heard about the accident. Is he okay? This, that, the other.
That's scary.
So I charged his phone to reply to any messages that I needed to, that people were trying to get in touch with him, etc. And, of course, there was Snapchats of people being like, is he okay? This, that, the other. Oh, my God, I can't get hold of you. And his mate's girlfriend. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Because first off, I actually knew someone who passed away because they got thrown out of a car. It is scary as hell. That's to actually have to go through that first off and dealing with all that and not knowing if he's okay. Were you getting updates as well from what was going on with him in the hospital?
I was actually in Melbourne anyway to do some training, and I ended up with my auntie and they took me to the hospital. So I was there the whole time.
And the doctors would tell you what was happening?
Yeah. I mean, his family was quite difficult to deal with.
Yep.
Broken family.
Yeah.
But then they had it in for me and this, that, the other. I thought I was trying to do all these things.
Yep.
But it was difficult. But the doctors were really supportive and were updating me all the time and all that kind of stuff. But then to find that was just wow.
So you've gone through his phone.
Yep.
And then you're obviously doing the right thing. The message from, was it your friend or his friend?
Well, it was his friend, but it was also my friend.
Kind of like in a group?
Yeah, a bit of a group.
So always the groups.
Yeah. And what was the message?
It was just her in lingerie and...
On Snapchat or Messenger?
On Snapchat. But then she messaged me not long after and was like, oh, my God, I've heard about the accident. I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do?
Oh.
Instant block.
That's the type of petty shit. Especially, like, granted, she wasn't obviously aware, but obviously Ali knowing, like, full well, it's like, you fucking dumb bitch. I know, like, in all seriousness, though, like, you're trying to play this trump card of, like, oh, I care and all that, but, like, clearly, like, this has been going on for quite some time.
That's insane. Did you would have found out later, I guess, but did you know how long that had been going on for?
It'd been going on for a couple of months, but most
just
people,
pictures or physical as well?
Not physical.
Not physical, so just pictures.
Pictures.
Why?
And just talking.
To anyone out there, it's not worth it. It's pictures.
Yeah.
There is billions on the internet.
Yeah.
I can
Type in
Photoshop
jugs
some
on
for you
images.
if you get to a point where you're really like, that will never make sense to me. There is billions of free videos, billions of pictures. Real quick, sorry for a guy. Mm-hmm. On our end, there can be times, especially if you haven't gone without doing anything for a while, on our end, you can get very pent up, and in a way, you actually start sending messages you shouldn't. And I don't mean like cheating message. I mean like start hitting up people you usually wouldn't hit up, and you start going like, actually, I just really want to get laid. I just really want to meet someone. Maybe I'll go out. Maybe I'll go Tinder and just go nuts. Every single time, if you went in the bathroom, if you went in your own room, did your own thing, all that goes. So I don't know if you know that, but for a guy, all that just goes.
Post-nut clarity.
So if to anyone out there who's thinking of fucking cheating, doing something wrong, or they're just a bit too pent up, so they're acting out of pocket and being weird towards girls,
stop it.
just
Stop. No, like, stop. But you're
but
right.
seriously,
Also,
just have a
like,
good night alone and you'll be fine.
Especially
Especially just that
candles.
makes no sense.
It
But-
wasn't great.
No, is that? Do you reckon there's part of it that might be some people? It's the fact that they're doing something wrong is the turn on.
Probably.
Like,
For
do you know
some
anyone like
people.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'd say there probably definitely is. I don't know anyone personally,
Yeah.
but
That's
wouldn't
good.
put it past someone.
Keep that crew around you then. That
Yeah.
don't like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So you found the pictures.
Yep.
Obviously, this is happening while he's in fucking hospital. It's a hard time to have a go at someone who might be seriously injured. What happens next?
I had to really
the girl?
hold my tongue.
Yeah.
Obviously, for obvious reasons, he
Yep.
was still on life support. So I was at my auntie's in Melbourne. So I told her, and I was like, I'm not going in today. I don't want to go and see him. I'm going to pull the plug on him. Like,
Oh my god.
this little shit.
Yeah.
But that was fine. They talked me around. I went in and saw him. I was emotional. I hadn't slept in 3 days. So
Yeah.
went in and saw him, and he'd woken up. So didn't talk to him. Like, obviously, he couldn't really talk that much. So just kind of said what I needed to say. And I didn't have the conversation to him until he went to rehab. And that's when I was kind of like, hey, like, I had your phone. I don't trust you. It was also Valentine's Day when he was in rehab. So
my
made
God.
it really awkward.
So much is happening.
Yeah. So we had the conversation, and I mean, people would be like, did you stay or did you go? Well, I stayed, and I think it was probably because of the situation, because he didn't have the family surrounding him to look after him when he came home. So we were living together, so came home and, you know, we sorted things out, or so I thought so. And things carried on. But then we had a break, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. If you're going to have a break, just break up.
Who initiated the break?
I feel like it was more him, but it was probably 50-50.
Yep.
I don't think it's ever going to work. If you're going to have a break, just break up.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Especially if some people have a break where maybe they feel smothered in the way that I feel like it's rare on the guy side, but sometimes with girls, there might be, especially from high school, I would notice some girls who maybe they didn't hang around their clique as long, and when they got with their boyfriend, they just stayed with their boyfriend for a while, and then they separate from friends. So sometimes I've known friends where they're like, I love them to death, but they are like on me all the time. Like everywhere I go, they want to go. Boys' nights, why aren't I going? That part of a break I can understand, but it shouldn't be a break. It should just be a conversation. We need space.
Yeah, I think so.
Because if you have a break and you actually sleep with someone, What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's almost like you're planning the break purely to go and see someone else.
Like, I need to get my wild side out and then come back to her.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to sit down and have a conversation with someone about where you're at, where your relationship's at, rather than go on a break.
Definitely.
I think that's pretty important, though. Anyways, just in a relationship, if something seems a bit off, I just raise the question.
Yeah.
Have that
It is hard, very hard to raise that question if you're nervous. I feel like if you've probably had it where you feel like something's off, that person's acting different, and you know it's not like how they're usually acting, and it's very hard to.
It is hard.
It's literally hard to be like, hey, something feels off. I don't know what it is, but something feels off right now. It's very fucking hard.
It was hard to have that conversation with him anyway, but we'd also been together for 4.5 years. So when things ended, it was more so growing apart. I mean, we both did things towards the end that we would not be proud of.
Yeah.
Tried talking to him afterwards. It just wasn't.
So was this after the break? Like, did you give the break a go, come back together, and then break up? Or
no, we had the break and then decided to end it.
Yeah.
So because we were living together, so I moved home and he stayed where he was, and we didn't see each other for a little bit. We weren't talking to each other, things like that. It wasn't nasty. It was literally just we need to see if we can sort things out.
So how does a breakup go when you guys have been living together and like there's not really a clean snap? Like you can't just go your separate ways. You kind of need to go grab your stuff. Maybe you had a pet together. It could be a whole heap of things.
We had pets together and there was lots of stuff that was ours.
Yeah.
So it was, do you want this or am I keeping it? Basically, I went around with my mum and we just packed up the cars and took everything, basically. But I took a lot of stuff when we went on the break. But then going back, it was really emotional. Like, it was 4.5 years of someone that you loved.
Oh, of course.
So
yeah,
I'd put it down till we grew apart. And I mean, as I said, we both did things towards the end, like calling each other and abusing each other over the phone. That wasn't very good.
Yep. But
I'm happy now. He's happy now. That's all it needs to be.
Yeah.
So no hard feelings.
I that is so fucking interesting to me that like you find out he's cheated on you, yet he's in such a dire situation that you can't like bring it up. That's crazy. The friend, what happened? What happened there? Did you bring it up with her?
I haven't spoken to her since. I blocked her. Never heard from her.
So you just found it out and blocked.
Yep.
Didn't have.
I sent her a message after she sent the message saying, "Is he okay?" All that.
Yep.
And I was like, why would you want to know? I was like, message him yourself, seeing as though you've been sending pictures back and forth.
Yeah.
So.
And what was the response? Or did you just block straight
I
after?
waited for her to start typing and then I blocked her. So.
Nice.
I
think we've all been through that moment where you wait for the type and then you quickly get out the phone.
Yeah. You have to.
I've had a message request from her before, but then she's obviously deleted the message or Facebook and it's disappeared.
Good. Do you know what? That's probably the best way to handle it. You do want to get your anger out. Like, you really do. But at the end of it, when you get it out, it's like you don't feel any better. It still happened. So to be able to have that, like, mental strength where it's like, nah, you're gone. Not dealing with you. You're out. That's the best way to
I think you did it the right way. You also, in a sense, like, got your, like, last word in.
Yeah.
There was no need to add to anything else that you've done. Like, I would say you handled the situation pretty well, all things considering.
If I was her, do you know what is great on your own? If I was her, I would then go into panic mode and be like, oh my God, I've realised what I've done. I need to somehow make myself feel better and make sure she knows I haven't fucked up this, but whatever. But you can't because you're blocked. I know, but she can't because she got blocked.
So then she's got that. Yeah, that's actually very true.
Oh, what about what about her boyfriend?
Oh, they split up.
From that?
No, I think there was other stuff too.
Okay, but did the boyfriend find out?
Yes.
How did he find out?
I think she told him and they were still kind of together a little bit afterwards and we were at an event and he was going to kill my partner. So it was very awkward, but I think they just went their separate ways.
Yeah.
The friendship group that we were hanging around with, they've all kind of gone their separate ways. And
that happens.
They've been around each other since they were young and we're now older, so... Things change, people change.
Everyone wanted a taste.
Groups,
everyone wanted a taste.
Over photos, it's just not worth it. I don't know. I personally think when people cheat, it's something about you're not meant to do it. I feel like that's what's the motivator. Like that's what somehow makes it hot, I guess, because I can't think of any other way of sending photos and ruining 2 relationships and 3 people you know is worth it. Right? Yeah. So can you stop sending me nudes?
Yeah, I'll try not to, but I thought you enjoyed them.
So, you know, I'll tell you guys a funny story that I have actually never told, and I remembered it the other day.
An exclusive one.
With my ex, I remember it was the classic, like, you know how you said before, it's like 4 years. You can't just like give up. I think ours was like nearly a year. It wasn't too long, but it was still. I feel if you break up with someone and you feel nothing at the end, then it really wasn't a normal relationship, or you're psychotic. It's weird. You're gonna feel something. I feel like it takes like maybe three months to get over it. Anyway, in that first month, you're always checking their socials. You're always being like, what have they done? What's this? What's that? I remember one night I had it and I was just like, I think she would put up some stories. And I'm like, I want to see the story, but I can't see the story. Like, is she with someone else? Like, what's going on? And I was like, fuck, I can't do it. Anyway, there was one night it was like late at night, maybe like midnight. And I was like, fuck, do you just like check? And I went to, and her profile was public, and I go to her profile, and I'm holding, like, as you can see, I'm holding the phone like this, and I'm looking at it, and I go and click on her profile, and now it says follow to see photos or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So photos are now private, and then that goes in. I'm like, why? Why are photos private? Like, is she seeing someone? What? And I'm like, I'm not kidding. I do this. I go, oh my God, and my phone falls out, hits my lap, and falls down. And I'm like, oh my God, the follow button. Because it definitely hit skin on the way down. And the only button to press is follow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. So the phone's on the ground. My heart had fucking
like
dropped. And I was like, oh my God.
Heads or tails?
Oh my God. And then it didn't. And I was like, yep. And that was the first time that I went, no more checking socials ever. I was like, I'm done.
That's the sign that you needed.
I was like, thank God I'm done. But, oh, man, it can be fucking horrible. So do you have what's your thoughts on being friends with an ex?
Well, 50-50, really.
Okay.
That was a bit of an interesting way to say it. Well, you can. I mean, sure you can. There's people that have kids together and they end up being friends and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
In my case, it was just easier for us not to be friends.
Yep.
I mean, if something went wrong and I was seriously stuck, I'm sure if I called him or he called me, we'd be like, yeah, all right, I'll come help you. But last person.
Okay. So let me throw this out to you then. And can be as honest as possible. If you sometimes hang out with Lee's group of mates.
Yeah.
One's if Lee had an ex that was, say, similar 4 years, and that's still in the group. So every time you go over there, the ex is still there. And they go there. Exactly.
I think
it's
that's
different
natural,
in a group.
I feel like that's so true, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, I personally, like, if you still hanged out with your ex or, like, he was part of, like, I know for, like, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
Well, I just wouldn't want that. Like, I just don't. It just unsettles me.
I don't think anyone can be. I don't think anyone can be comfortable. Like if Lee had an ex and he said to you, "Hey, I'm just going to the movies with her today," would you not feel like?
Hell no.
Exactly.
Hell no.
Exactly. This is why How I Met Your Mother is a sham, and it just.
No, you're actually spot on though. Nothing makes sense in that show.
Nothing. No
can't
group
have
of friends hang around that long, especially if you've fallen in love with the girl.
Yeah.
But it just that one doesn't add up to me in any way. Yeah, I think it's it definitely is hard to hang out in the same group.
I think we firsthand saw that in high school, like some of our friendship group.
Yeah, because it was mainly guys and then only a few girls. So when a girl would be single, it
was very much any single
stacks
man.
on.
Generally, that's a great way to put it, though. Like, which is disgusting. Like, actually, fucking disgusting.
Well, girls are so important in high school. That's all you.
Yeah, true.
All right, what are your thoughts on open relationships?
Definitely
no.
That's the biggest facial response I've got from you today. Mate, you're in the clear. You're all good.
He's done it! Open relationship with Luke in the picture.
Still no.
Still okay. Well, I tried.
Oh, my feelings are hurt.
So, it's shambles.
This whole podcast was a sham. It was just to get to that question.
It was.
All right, what about this? Would you think on social media, I know for me, especially when I was single, if I liked a girl's photo, that was like a hint, as in like, hey, I'm just letting you know I'm there. Like, literally. From a girl's point of view, if you like another guy's photo, is it just liking a photo, or is it actually like, this is something
or would
more?
you react, like, on more so Facebook specifically, especially now with the react things, would you give like a ha-ha or like a wow?
Yeah, what's like a subtle way for you to be like, I like you?
I think you just like the photo.
It's just
Still
like,
kind of like hanging around in the background.
in the space.
But you don't want to be too clingy.
So what would your...
Would you be waiting for a message though? Like, say for example, let's say we didn't go down the Tinder path. We vaguely knew each other. We're on Facebook. We have each other as friends on Facebook. Maybe you upload a photo from one of your horse shows. I leave a like
and a comment.
And, and a comment. Like, what do you then go like? Oh, I might message him, or like, are you waiting for me to message you? Like,
I'd probably wait for you to message me.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, that's not good.
No, I feel like that's normal for the girl to wait for the guy to message them. I definitely feel like that's normal.
Do you do a cheeky like for an inbox in hopes that they like it?
That's
what
revolting.
are we in 2000?
You know, I'm just saying. Remember when that was like a huge thing?
It was massive.
And it was always the worst when you like, and then you like their status and they wouldn't inbox
you. You get some random dude from your high school like it, and you're like, oh, I now have to message Fred.
Yeah,
like, I don't actually want a conversation with you.
You always hit them up and it's like, hey man, how you been?
All right, I've got, so the next episode, I really want to ask you a few things. I want to know about what your thoughts on public proposals are, gender reveal parties, and I also want to know what you think of someone trying to ask you out to flirt with you in public. So gyms, cafes, what's appropriate, and when's the time where it's like, no, leave me alone. Because I think, other than online, I really do think it's hard for people to just go up and have the confidence to hit on someone, especially if they like them. But before we go, I just want to know, what are good gifts to get your girlfriends?
Anything?
Well, no, that's not a good answer in any way. That is not a good answer in any way.
How is that not a good answer?
It's a shit answer. I'm sorry, I'm calling you out. That is a shocking answer.
I'm going to get you a tub of G Fuel and some comics.
See, you wouldn't want that.
Them. Yeah.
You wouldn't want that. I think, personally, which it shouldn't be going to me, but I'm just going to throw myself at the
You did get a good gift in that Harry Potter
I was
candle.
so proud of that. And actually, funny story about that candle, right? So I got a plethora of candles for Christmas. A plethora. She put some, we did our first flat pack together, which I think is really good relationship building. No arguments, by the way, which I would say well done to us.
Any crying?
Yeah, no crying. I was sort of on the verge of tears, but it wasn't as hard as the flat packs here.
Yes.
I must admit, because that was tedious.
We didn't do them.
I had to try to build the chair, and the instructions were very difficult. And, but yeah, she got a plethora of candles, and she's like setting up our like brand new like thing that goes under her TV, putting all these candles in it. Right, my Christmas present of the candles still in the bag that she got for Christmas in bubble, and I'm just like, oh, that's fine. Just display all your other candles. Apparently, my one's not important.
No, you're
and now, and because I said it, now it's being displayed.
Love that.
That's petty as fuck. Why wasn't mine put out first?
Didn't want to get dusty.
Oh, that's true. Maybe she wanted it.
It's in a box.
It's in a nice box.
It's in a box.
Well, what for the guys out there, if they're thinking about getting something for their girlfriends, what's safe bets?
Just
candles?
Just get Tiffany. Just do it.
Tiffany?
Tiffany & Co.
What's Tiffany?
Hush.
Tiffany & Co.
What
it's
is
a
Tiffany?
jewelry brand. Mate, it is expensive jewelry. That's what it is.
Is that the one with little like things
No,
you
you're
can get
thinking
on
of
the...
Pandora.
I know Pandora.
Yeah, Pandora. See, I would think Pandora's a safe bet, but someone doesn't have a charm.
Before we go, what's a bad gift?
Clothes? No, like but bad clothes. Not something that you asked for. Like
yes.
He's
taken a shot in the dark. Yeah.
I've been given a dress before, and I was like,
yeah, clothes is like
Clothes are one I feel that like unless you sort of hint at it when you're with like your certain someone or family or even online if you're sending a link.
Yeah.
If they take a shot in the dark, I feel like it's such a rarity that you're actually happy with that gift.
Yeah. For anyone out there, safe bet. If they say I like this piece of clothing from Culture Kings, get them a Culture Kings voucher.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
You can't.
Because then they have free choice.
Very good. All right, guys, that was Morokai 2 Eyes. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Boom.
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 There we go.